are you? It is a pleasure to be in your presence this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is in the world. It's good to see you. Oh my god, I can hear myself from the other room. I accidentally left my computer on in the other room. Great intro, Christine. Okay, give me 1 second. If I told you this never happens, would you believe me? Anyways, hi, Holo, welcome on in, Holo Royalty. It's a different crew today. It's good to see you. I don't know how many of you actually got this email, and I apologize if you're watching this on VOD later and you're like, I didn't realize there was a bottom section in the email that said, yes, I'm doing a live stream. This is the first Holo Royalty live stream that we've ever done here, so welcome. You saw Meghan Markle in the chat. Is Meghan a Holo Royalty member? Oh, I'm not shocked. She has excellent taste in nail polish. That's not boring. Anyways, yes, this is a stream exclusively just for Holo Taco Royalty members. That's the top tier of our loyalty program at Holo Taco. So I'm super excited to have you guys all here. And just as a friendly request and reminder, this content is supposed to be your exclusive perk as a thank you, a VIP, yes, for being, such amazing customers, so loyal to, the brand, and just, we wanted to make sure that we're giving you some additional content, something fun, put some NDAs in the chat. Yeah, so in case you're new to my stream, maybe let's cover this. Okay, first of all, I do ask respectfully that you do not share the link to the stream or its contents outside of this stream. So people can get the link to this stream directly from customer service or their email if they are Holo Royalty. Yes, NDA's in the chat. And for those of you watching who are like, I've never watched a stream, what is happening? What are these symbols? I'll just do a quick little, hi, I live stream. Yes, we are live. If you are watching live, if you refresh and I'm still saying the same thing, then we are in fact live. But people have different emotes and different color names because they are members of the Simply Not Logical channel, which means they pay a small monthly fee subscription to get access to custom emotes and all that. You don't need to worry about that. That's not what this is for. But just in case you were wondering, like, how are they getting these pictures? They are members of this channel. They're in the Menchie gang. So that's a different thing. If you're watching and you're wondering why you can't chat and you would like to chat, you probably just have to be subscribed to this channel, which is free. You just hit the red subscribe button on whatever device you're on, and then it'll let you chat. We do that just, against, it controls the trolls or whatever. So yes, NDAs have been signed, whether by emote or by spelling out. We appreciate the NDAs being signed. We also have our fantastic mods, whoever was available to make it. I have moderators to help me manage the live stream and the chat. So if you have questions related to the stream, like whether something's not going through or how to join or stream related questions, my moderators, which are indicated by a little blue, they're in blue with a little wrench. They'll be happy to help you. If you are looking for support on your Holo Taco order, my moderators are not Holo Taco customer service, so just a kind, gentle reminder to not bother asking questions about your order in the chat. Please go directly to Holo Taco customer support at holotaco.com. But this is our time just to hang out as people, as Holo Taco obsessed people, and I'm so happy to have Holo Royalty. It's the first time. So go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you've never joined a live stream before, because I would like to kind of just see who's who. So just type 1 and enter. You don't have to type anything else. I know you're a lurker. It's fine. Put a 1 in the chat if you've never joined a stream of mine before. 666. Okay, I think you've been here a lot then. That's chaos mode. Welcome to we've got a few newcomers, okay, but I'm also gathering that maybe we've got some regulars here. I can tell by the color of your names and the stars beside your names that you're regulars. But we welcome the new chatters. It's okay if you're lurking. That's all good, but the chat is here for you Holo Royalty members to ask me if you have any questions throughout this little presentation. Yes, I have a presentation. Of course I do. And then I'm going to show you your prototypes. So that's what we're doing here today. So you are welcome to use the chat. And whether it's just conversation amongst you guys or, you know, I can see and respond. I join as often as I can. Thank you, Denise. Let's get in here. Welcome to the newbies. Okay. Not a member, but a regular lurker. Happy to have you. We love the lurkers. Yes, we are doing a présentation. En anglais seulement. No French. Okay. Let's go over what we're doing. So in case you're new to Holo Royalty, which might have happened recently, because, you know, maybe you graduated and you're like, what's going on? What are we doing? This is the first time we've ever had a Holo Royalty stream. So no one's missed out anything previously. But Holo Royalty voted back in October. Some of you may recall, we sent out a survey for Holo Royalty to design their custom polish. So we had them fill out what's your favorite color, what kind of formula, what kind of finishes, what kind of additions would you like. There was a very in-depth, detailed survey that we asked of Holo Royalty to design their custom dream polish. That was back in October. So if you're just joining now, you'll be able to vote on the second round of prototypes, but your fellow royalty members have already done the biggest legwork here and have already kind of fleshed out what we're gonna get into, which is where we landed with the prototypes. So that happened, and now we're moving forward. I pulled the data, I ran the data, and I would like to do two things with you on stream, okay? I have a presentation, which is your data deck results that led to the development of the prototypes, which I'm gonna show you right here towards the end of this stream. And tomorrow, in your email inbox, you will get the official survey for you to fill out which is your favorite. And there'll be a few questions about how we decide that. Like, you know, you'll have a few ways to express your vote. It won't just be a one-off, one question, and that's it. There'll be a few things. Don't worry, we got multiple ways of collecting data. Yeah. But the official survey will come in your inbox tomorrow. So you're not voting today. We're just looking. We're observing. We're looking at data. You're gonna ask questions. You can do some comparisons. So this is kind of the prep work. And this stream, in case you're watching on VOD, will only be available for a total of 24 hours. So from right now until 24 hours, and then I'm gonna private it because you never know who's gonna come for your data. Sally might come for your data, so we gotta prevent that. All right, okay. So first, let's move into the deck. Holo Taco Royalty exclusive input survey number 3, where I asked you guys to design your custom polish. Susan is coming for your data. Yeah, no, we're not gonna give this one to Susan. NDAs have been signed. Okay, you hereby proclaim by the virtues invested in this stream chat that you will not share too much information so that you and other Holo Royalty members can benefit from the benefits of being in the Holo Royalty tier, which is your exclusive content perk to be able to participate in this kind of stuff, control the prototype narrative, and, you know, get all the goodies. It's for you. NDAs have been signed. Let's agree to not share this with Miss Sally. You know, Miss Sally might take your data and decide to come out with a line based on it, and we don't, you know, that's not the goal. I want to do this for you, but I also understand that by sharing you your own data back to you, it's a lot of information that can be used by other parties, but I feel it's really important to give it back to you because you guys shared this with me. I want to help paint a background for you as to how we came up with the prototypes. All right, questions and scope of the survey. This is what we did. Some of you may recall, in case you're new, I just have a couple screenshots. We asked you to design your dream polish, which included picking which base formula, what color do you like, and then beyond what color, we asked you about tones. It was a very detailed survey that probably took a good 10 to 20 minutes to fill out. It wasn't just like, give us one line. No. There was way more questions involved. We even asked you what kind of special effects you would add and all sorts of fun questions at the end that we're gonna get some results on, which are super fun. Some of them are like, you know, we need serious information on your color composition preferences, but we also had some silly questions that I thought was fun. Okay, survey results, scope and analysis. The N equals, which means the sample size number, was a very good sample size. As always, Holo Royalty is the absolute best. Thank you for responding to things. So much so that opinion polls, they're jealous. Like, they cannot get as many people responding. The response rate was 69%, which means 69% of all Holo Royalty members who opened their survey email answered the survey to give us information on what they want in a dream polish, which is a very impressive rate for anyone who works in survey design or content collection. That's incredible. Like, you're lucky if you get like 20%, 20 to 30%, like you're lucky. 50% is amazing, but 69% is incredible. So shout out to you guys for taking your survey seriously, getting your voice heard. And I mean, I know you want your voice heard because you want the custom polish, but the enthusiasm is what is extremely exciting for me, because it means like you guys know what you want and you want to share your ideas. Fun fact, that was also a 2% higher response rate than the last Holo Royalty survey, which was a vote to bring back. Vote to bring back. Remember, we brought back Reflective Taco and featured guest. The results of this survey data presentation represent a sample of the most loyal customers, you guys, Holo Royalty, and we've arrived at some quantitative and qualitative conclusions based on your data. There's always going to be a little bit of discretion, you know. There's one thing for us to get statistics on favorite colors, but also given that there's a lot of nuance in pairing color with formula, and maybe this works with this and this doesn't. So we did a little bit of quant, but a little bit of qual at the same time. It's like a mixed methods kind of approach. We love a mixed methods analysis. Exactly. It's Sociology 101. Welcome to class. Results, okay? Overall formula wishes. 1 in 5 of Holo Royalty members who responded to the survey, or 21%, said they want a linear holo. But then, trailing very closely after that was Holo Glitter and Frosted Metal were tied at both 16%. And then it kind of dropped off from there. So definitely specialty formulas. That's incredibly clear. Linear, Holo Glitter, Frosted Metal, those are like the top 3. Holo Royalty said, give me that special stuff. They also said justice for Frosted Metals. Yeah, they did too. And they were less interested in cremes or maybe the light multi-chrome formula. So yeah, was this you? Did you guys vote in one of the top 3, or were you kind of an outlier at the bottom there? Someone said light multi-chrome. Yeah. Oh no, you said light multi-chrome. You're in the 9%. It was really hard to pick. I'll give you guys that. It was definitely really hard to pick because we asked you to pick one. So trust me, I get it. That's an impossible task to ask someone to pick one. So I hear you. But let's get into more granular data. Top colors. Overall, irrespective of formula, we asked, just what's your favorite color of nail polish, generally speaking? Holo Royalty loves purple. Are we shocked? No, absolutely not. We are not shocked. Holo Royalty said 27%, the top category endorsing purple right there. Yeah. I'm not too shocked. I'm not, after observing anecdotal evidence about their obsession with purple. I wore purple to the occasion. My stream has purple for the occasion, but clearly the most commonly endorsed color for what's your favorite nail polish color overall was 27% at purple. Incredible, amazing, and also no surprise that yellow's at the bottom. RIP to yellows. Okay. The most interesting scatter plot that you'll ever see. Math who? X and Y axis who? This is proprietary. I swear to God, if you share this with Sally, you're cut. It's been watermarked. This is the endorsement rate versus the colors and tones that we asked you guys about. So if you look back at this one, if you picked purple, we then said, okay, but what tone of purple? Because it's not just about color, it's like what tone? So we limited it to 4. We had muted, pastel, medium, bright, or dark. So we had every color and then an entry path into what tone of that color. So when you put those two things together in a scatter plot, which means like the larger the bubble, the more someone endorsed that particular category, and then kind of move it across the colors if we go in somewhat of a rainbow order, this is your interest level in colors and tones. So when I look at this, it's like the beautiful marriage of like statistics, but also colors and creativity. And I'm just like, yes, this is the kind of data that we were born to run. So visually appealing, it says a lot, and it's easy to understand. So right off the bat, bright purple, done. But also dark and muted purple were pretty close. But then you've got right here, because look how they're kind of along the same line here. You've got a dark red and a dark green, which was way more preferred, for example, than like a pastel green, right? So when you separate it by tone, it's equally important to look at it that way than just the color overall, because we wouldn't have known that maybe there was such a passion for like a deeper green, for example. So data analysis, yes, you didn't know you were learning this, but that's why you came. I'm actually a data influencer, not just a nail polish influencer. Overall undertone, of course, this will differ depending on, which color we're in, but if we just scale back a sec and we're just like, generally speaking, what is your undertone preference? I do think this is a really interesting result that will be helpful for like me just to know, more generally speaking, never mind for this exercise. But 44%, the largest proportion, when asked, generally not related to any particular color, but they said they would prefer a cool undertone, and then neutral and warm were tied at 28%. So interesting, good to have. I'm gonna count this as studying at this rate. Yes, you guys are studying. Your exam's coming tomorrow by email. Be prepared. Top color by formula. So I just included the most endorsed here, but it was also important to break down what color you want depending on the formula, because again, it changes, right? It's gonna change a little bit. So with holographic glitter, 34% of you said they wanted purple of those who picked a holographic glitter. So now we're going down a slightly different funnel in the data. We had to look at it from like a few different directions, a few different pivots, So holographic glitter, 34% said purple, which was the majority. These are all the majority, just the top. Frosted metal, 36% said give me purple frosted metal. Okay, I see what you want. I see you want a purple frosted metal. Maybe that's the conclusion here. Of the multichromes, 20% said you wanted a red multichrome. See how it differs depending on the formula. And then 17% said, okay, but make it purple. For the micro scatter flake, I know this was one of the less endorsed formulas at the outset, but when you look at it this way, it was overwhelmingly one of the top citing purple. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, red, interesting. But what you didn't know was this. You did not know when you answered this survey in early October that we would be releasing Double Dare, a red to black multichrome, and also that we were releasing a red frosted metal, which was actually next after green and red. After green and purple, there was red being endorsed. So yeah, you didn't know this when you answered this survey. Did you see the future? Are you in my room? Are you in my house? I don't know, but had to take things that you don't know into context in coming up with prototypes. And also, along those same lines, there's other things you don't know. So in developing the prototypes for this round, we also consider things we already know that are coming down the pipeline for next year that you may not know yet. Now, if we drill down by formula, shade, and tone, this is how we get to the details. This is how we get to an actual prototype. Like, what formula is it? But what color? Is it bright? Is it, how much holo, etc. So when we're talking about a purple frosted metal, almost split between medium bright and dark, but still a little bit more said, but medium bright purple frosted metal. If we're talking about a purple holo glitter, clearly people wanted medium or bright. If we want pink, mostly muted. Interesting. People wanted a pink linear muted. Interesting. Pink or muted or pastel pink, which you could argue like maybe those could kind of be the same category depending on the exact shade. But see how this is important to look at it by formula and tone. And then we've got green. So if you wanted a green frosted metal, 68% said give me dark green. But then there was like a chunk down here that said 19. What we knew for sure was that it wasn't going to be muted, and then it wasn't going to be pastel. How are we going to choose? I know, Hannah. This job is up to you. This is your studying. You're going to make an informed decision. You're going to try your hardest, and you're going to vote tomorrow. All right. Then we had some fun questions about the personality of your polish. So if your polish was a mythical creature, which would it be? Yes, this totally is going to influence the prototyping. But interestingly, it was kind of split across the board for the most part. 21% said dragon. Okay, fire breathers. And then we've got 20% witch. I like that. 20% fairy, and so on and so on. Unfortunately, only 2% endorsed Bigfoot. Why not Bigfoot? Feet have nails, guys. What are you doing? All right, and where's the best place to wear your nail polish, your dream polish? 30% said to a party, which kind of makes sense. Because I think the vibe that royalty is going for is like super fun, party, blingy, hollow in my face vibes. You know, that's what I get from reading the data if I had to summarize it. And then it was at the office. So to a party at the office. Maybe it's like day and night kind of mode. Then on the couch, interesting. 20% of you said best place to wear the polish is just on the couch. Actually, never leave. You know, never leave the house. And unfortunately, only 3% said to school. Come on, guys. I was expecting more people saying saying school, but it's all good. This definitely helped the lab for sure when they were developing to know that 30% said to a party. But don't worry, there's more. What food would your polish be? Again, very helpful in lab formulations. 34% said cake. I wonder if people were just thinking of got cake. And then 23% said tacos, which might just be a word association. And then chocolate, garbage bowl, oats, and hummus. I'm sorry, Ben. Unfortunately, only 4% of people said they want their nail polish to look like hummus. So we're going to have to cancel that collection you've been wanting. Yeah, you know, we got to follow the data. We got to follow the data. Royalty said no hummus. I don't know if Ben's here. Yeah, no hummus for Ben. Sorry, Ben. Which musical artist would your polish listen to? 16% said Taylor Swift. So we've got some Swifties in Holo Royalty, but it was quite split, but maybe that's our fault for giving you way too many options. But then we've got Lady Gaga, AC/DC, Avril Lavigne, Death Cab for Cutie, Adele, Elton John, BTS, Dolly Parton, Lil Nas X, Megan Thee Stallion, The Beatles, and Beyonce. Why was Beyonce like the lowest? Oh, I totally typed that wrong. I was supposed to say 0.3. Okay, ignore that. That's me. Oops. What happens when you do manual formatting? Now, we asked AI, not the current AI that's being used, just the really bad AI that exists a few months ago that never makes a good picture because it's just a mush of your face. I put in the top endorsed response in order to see what would happen and to see what it would spit out. So linear holographic medium bright purple polish with added iridescent shimmer and a cool undertone that is a witch who eats chocolate at a party listening to Avril Lavigne. And this is what we get. I sent this to the lab and I was like, here, you know what to do. And they were like, no, we don't know what to do actually. No, Christine, no. So I made a mood board. I narrowed down based on all the results, all the different charts and tables that I put together, all the pivots, etc., etc. And I made a mood board to help direct them on, okay, here's what I think the core colors are that we need to move forward on. in the categories that I think make the most sense. We're gonna need a light pink, we're gonna need a light purple, then we're gonna need a bright purple, maybe a little warmer just to differentiate from the light purple. And then we're gonna need like an emeraldy kind of green, okay? And then I also directed on which formulas in each of those 4 main color categories. This is so hard. Yes, Josie. Welcome to my job. I know. It's so hard to get from everything you guys said to this, because I have to give like clear direction. How am I going to choose? I want all of them. These aren't even the polishes yet. This is just my mood board. Okay, so the lab got to work. They've been working really hard for the past like 2 months or whatever. I've reviewed, I've made a couple little edits, but I wanted to leave the decision up to you. So here are your prototypes. Don't worry, I have them here so we can look at them compared to existing Holo Taco stuff. We can look at them on my nails. I'm also wearing all 6, and you can ask me whatever questions, and there will be pictures again in the survey that you get tomorrow. So go ahead, just like type in the chat which one you're feeling the most, which one speaks to you. Give us it now. Give me all of them. Oh my God. All of them? Okay, we're gonna force you to make a few choices in tomorrow's survey. We could do a poll right here just to see. This could be like a sample. This would be like an entry poll, you know? Here they are again in my iPhone. This is my iPhone. Picture taken in shade and then sun. This is a like fancy camera. Okay, here. Let's just do a quick poll. Just who's ever here. Obviously, this is a small group of people compared to the number of people who are going to be voting. I think most people just like didn't realize I was streaming. That's probably my fault for not sending a more clear email. But just like first impression pick from this one. We're only going to be able to do 4 at a time because Susan, dear Susan, our Lord and Savior, Susan of YouTube, only gives me 4 options, so I'm just gonna do the first 4. But go ahead and vote just for fun. This isn't the result. To be clear, you're not picking the result from this YouTube poll. This is just kind of fun. This is a little entry poll just to take the pulse on, you know, who's here. What do you guys think? But the formal survey for you to actually vote, where we'll get your data, will be tomorrow, and there'll be more than just one type of question. There's gonna be like if you had to pick one, if you had to rank them, would you do this? If you could hypothetically purchase X amount, which ones would you purchase? There's gonna be a few more questions to help us really do a better job at decisions. But since we're limited to a 4-option single poll, go ahead and vote in the chat. If you're here live, you'll be able to see it. It should pop up on your screen in like a blue bar. You might need to refresh if you don't see it. But we're gonna have ranking systems. Don't worry, you're talking to someone who did content survey design, who's done data analytics on survey data. I know what questions to ask. It's not just one question with one vote. We're gonna help figure it out to come to the best conclusion for what to do with the 2023 royalty polish. If you can't choose, you must in this poll, but you'll have a little bit more freedom in the poll, or the survey that's coming tomorrow, the official Holo royalty survey that will be delivered to your inbox tomorrow. So here it is again, just iPhone pictures. Kind of get a formula difference, and here's a GIF. Now GIFs kind of suck at quality. Like, see how like the black background looks weird? So the GIFs are not really the best. I don't know what it is, but at least it's like kind of a little bit of movement. This is my attempt at making GIFs, like not the best. But I'm gonna show you guys on camera here as well. So let's just do a quick pulse. Let's see what we've got here. Thank you for voting. Ooh, interesting. 37% of you, the majority, when split by 4, say you like BP1, which is this warm one. Interesting. Okay. That's kind of a standout one. And then we've got P3, which is the light pink linear holo. and then LP2, which is a kind of lightish purple hollow glitter with iridescent glitter, and then LP1, which is a micro kind of crushed holographic lilac shade. But let's go ahead and end that poll, and I'm gonna pick the top two, which were P3 and BP1. Let's test my memory, and I'm gonna do another poll where we include the last one. First impressions pick. This is the worst way to run data, but you know, we are limited here on Susan's polls. Susan's polls, P3, BP1, and now I'm gonna add in the frosted metals, PF2 and G5. So go ahead and vote again. Round 2, first impressions pick. If you had to choose, which one's speaking to you? Which one are you like, you put it on my nails now, yesterday? When is it coming out? Susan. Which one would Susan pick? None of them are red. So I see some of you saying, oh, is it too similar to Pink Fizz or Menchie? We're gonna do that next. So just go ahead and give me your first impression, regardless of similarities, just like, what do you like? And then I have all the Holo Taco existing swatch wheels, and I'm gonna compare it so you can see the tonal differences relative to some of our catalog that already exists, because I totally hear you, that's like a huge part of it. So there's just some more pictures, shade, iPhone, sunlight, and then a Giphy. Love it, thank you, Simply. Thank you, Berry Freeze Pop. Can't wait for a comparison. Thank you, it's Kim. Are you taking notes? You take notes, because remember, you have to vote tomorrow. But you're gonna see the same, like this photo you'll see tomorrow in the survey. You'll see this photo with the sun and the shade, and you'll see GIFs. There's a lot of content for visual assets in tomorrow's survey. Yeah, statisticians could never include visual assets, but we did that so even people who don't watch the stream can see the same stuff, but you're going to also have the benefit of me showing you like live on camera, which obviously I can't do in a Google form survey. But Pillar, did Pillar say something? Ranked voting, please. We are doing ranked voting in the official survey, which will be delivered tomorrow, but unfortunately Susan only gives us these limited poll options, which are fun just for now. It's like an entry poll. Okay, so the second round of options, PF2, which was the purple frosted metal, is definitely outpacing all the rest at the first impressions pick. I am not shocked. Okay, who is shocked? Not me. No one's shocked. Susan's not even shocked, and she doesn't even go here, okay? Thank you guys for voting. No one is shocked about the purple frosted metal. All right, so tomorrow, everyone, you will get your official survey sent out into your inbox, to your Holo Royalty, whatever email you're associated with Holo Royalty, you're gonna get it that way, and then you'll have a few days to complete the survey. You'll see the same pictures you just saw here, but it'll lack, you know, me explaining and me answering questions. But it's coming to you tomorrow, so make sure to check your inbox, mark Holo Taco safe. It's not spam, okay? It's very valuable emails. But you know, you want a reminder, but yeah, it'll come to you tomorrow the same time that whatever email you got today came. You're drooling? Okay, well, maybe move away from your keyboard. Do not get water on your electronics. I wouldn't want to be responsible for that. Okay, can I show you in real life? In real life. It's real life. Okay, hold on. I need a sip of tea. I'm too excited. You love checking your email? Me too, except not really. I leave too much in my email. Can we eat them? No, Mark. They are, unfortunately, this collection will not be edible. Next time you can vote for an edible collection. I won't make it, but you can still ask. Oh, that's Menchie, who's not here. Okay, here are the prototypes in my stream studio lighting, which I will just caveat to those who are regular streamers. Those who are regulars here on this channel know that My stream lighting is very purple. Even though this is a white wall, there's a lot of purple and pink lighting. So there's that kind of going on. That's why you're seeing a little bit of reflection on the side. So things are going to look slightly purple. But here they are relative to each other. And they look beautiful. I also have them on my nails. But I didn't want to Sharpie my hand. I didn't want to write like PF2 on my nail. So here, I'll just put this down and show you on at least my skin. That's what they look like. I think it's leaning a little bit yellow, which could just be my light, or here, let's try that. There we go. Yeah, that looks a little bit more color accurate to me. So that's it on me. You can see how, you know, pale these are if you're using me as your reference category. And then let's do some comparisons, because I know that's totally what you guys are like, okay, but how does it compare to something that you may already have? So I'm gonna put this mode, maybe this lighting mode. Okay, let me grab some. Where do we begin? Okay, someone said Pink Fizz and Menchie. Let's do the pink first. I also have them on these swatch sticks, if that's easier. Whatever, this is fine. Okay, so this is Pink Fizz from the Pastel Rainbow Collection. P3, the prototype, is much lighter, and I would say it's a little bit warmer of a pink. Pink Fizz is a cooler toned, more like a cool bubblegum pink with a tiny bit of more like lilac in it. And P3 prototype is much lighter and paler. It also has pink shimmer in it, which may not be as detectable in this particular lighting. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna do something for a second. I'm gonna turn down the ISO. There we go. Okay, so the prototype has pink shimmer in it as well, which maybe I need my phone flash. Yeah, okay. So you see how the particle size is a little bit bigger on P3? That's because there's a pink iridescent shimmer, kind of like Polar Princess, if you're to think of a Polar Princess, in the linear holo. So it's a lighter pink, and it has a shimmer in it, which my room isn't really like showing it that much. You know what? I wonder if you can kind of see it here. See how at the outskirts there's like a pink shimmer? Or in the shade, maybe you can see it a little more. Yeah, it's one of those things it's hard to show you, you know, in real life, but just in terms of like color differences, that's it compared to Pink Fizz. So it's much paler, truly more pastel, and it has a pink shimmer. And then Menchie, hold up, let me get you Menchie. So Menchie is a holo glitter. Oh, there, you can kind of see the pink shimmer a little bit more from this angle, yeah. So it's kind of like, yes, people have been asking for Menchie as a linear. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I'd say that those are close in color, but it's a linear formula. So you're getting that more smooth application with a pop of shimmer, meaning that when you're not at indirect light and you're in the shade, then it'll really like look like a shiny, glossy candy. But it's kind of that smooth formula that people tend to really like about linears. Yeah, would be a good formula for a Skittle. Yeah, it's like a linear Menchie. Yeah. So we don't have anything like it because we only have a holo glitter that's super pale pink, and then we have a much like a deeper pastel, if that makes any sense, a Pink Fizz. So those are the only really comparisons I would make for this one. If you wanted to look at Fake Date, just for reference, so Fake Date's a frosted metal, so obviously those are gonna feel quite a bit different. And now let's do, okay, so LP1 apparently is an underdog according to your votes, but I have to express this formula for a second. Do you see how it's kind of glowing? See how it has that glow? It's not a linear, but it's also not a holo glitter. We're talking about LP1. But it has a holo flare, and it is truly, in my opinion, more of a sophisticated but also very glamorous and eye-catching holographic flair to it, but just like in a different formula. So yes, I see some of you already. It is technically the same formula as Highest Bidder, which was from the Gala collection, and that was the kind of light gray, like sparkly concrete kind of one. But when you make it in a pastel lavender shade, it's so pretty. And I'm wearing it on this finger. It just has this like ethereal glow to it. And if I just like whip out my phone flash on it, now it's like way too bright. Sorry, photography problems here. If I go like this and then I'll get you my phone flash, it really glistens in the sunlight or direct phone flash in a more crushed holographic way, where it looks like crushed holo, like crushed snow or something. It's in between a linear and a holo glitter. So it removes a lot easier, I would say, than a glitter, but it sparkles more chunkily or more obviously than a linear. So I'm calling that a crushed holo, but it's technically the same as the Highest Bidder formula. Don't sleep on it. I'm gonna talk up everyone, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I'm confused." At the end of it all, you're like, "I can't pick any of them." But yeah, it's way more ethereal, if that's a word that makes sense to use in this context. Okay. Now, does this one need to be compared to anything? Because like Highest Bidder is gray. I guess we could compare it to Lavender Syrup. So Lavender Syrup is much cooler. Yeah, Lavender Syrup is much, much cooler than LP1, which is a more slightly towards the pink side, a little bit warm, but very, very much still like a lavender or a lilac, I guess maybe. Yeah, more like a lilac bush color. Simply, we already can't pick. You're gonna have to, Sabrina. Highest Bidder goes on so smooth. So yes, the formula for this is so like rich and jewelly. It reminds me of jewels. It's like you're painting on jewels, but they're easier to remove than glitter. Okay, now let's move on to LP2, which is a mixed holographic glitter formula that has a few different colors of holo glitters and green iridescent shimmer. So see, you can really pick up that kind of green flare on the flash. That's a shimmer that's gonna look really nice when it's not sunlight, or it's not, you don't have a direct flash on your nails. The shimmer just gives it like a pop of something special, so it's not just a glitter formula. I'm wearing it on my middle finger as well. It looks really nice when it's bokeh blurry, but it also looks stunning up close. And I'm just gonna do this again so I can give you a phone flash. Again, super sparkly holographic. You have different size holo glitters in it, just like every holo glitter that we've released. There's micro, small, and then medium-sized hex glitters. There's no square ones in this. It's just regular. And comparisons. So it's deeper than Menchie. It's purple. It's purple compared to Menchie. And glitterily purple is probably something people want to compare to. I'd say it's more similar to that, but we've scaled down on the like random colors. There's no random copper or, random scraggler green or whatever. It's much more uniform of a glitter that I think people would really like, because it looks like they were designed to go together, as opposed to like a remix solution where you just throw in like a million different ones. But yeah, it's maybe slightly cooler, and I think that's the green shimmer kind of pulling it in that direction. But the overall vibes is kind of like pastel alien galaxy kind of comes to mind. Not that I'm naming it, you're naming it. By the way, you're naming these in the survey, so get thinking. Get thinking what you want to name your creations. But yeah, the green shift in it is pretty unique, and I think just gives it something different and special other than when you're just sparkling directly under the sun. So none other to really compare that one with. What if we name it Holo Royalty? Well, we can't name them Holo Royalty, you know. I feel like that's a little redundant. Okay, but you can be more creative than Holo Royalty. So how it's gonna work in the survey tomorrow is, first we're gonna ask you to vote in a few different ways about how you would decide if you had to. And then, irrespective of which one you pick, we're gonna ask you to suggest a name for all of them, because we don't know, you know, you don't know and we don't know yet what's gonna happen with the results. Of course, if you can't think of a name or you don't wanna think a name, you can just leave it blank. Whatever, it's fine. But the point is that if you wanted to, suggest a name, if you have an idea for all of them, we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to name them, because this is your polish, so you got to design it, prototype it. Yes, I had a little bit of discretion in coming up with these and deciding and narrowing it down. But yeah, you're gonna suggest it, go ahead, whatever you want to name it. If you wanna name them all, you can. If you just wanna name one, that's also fine. You're also gonna pick the brush that you would most prefer by each formula. So hypothetically, if this was released, which brush would you prefer and what would you name it? So we're covering all the bases. There's gonna be a lot going on in tomorrow's survey, so block your schedule. You've got some work to do, everybody. I want them all. It's going to be so hard to actually choose. I know it's hard, but I hope that we've made the survey fun also. So let's move on to BP1, which is a warm-toned, juicy jelly, kind of purple magenta shade that's sitting in a jellyish base but has multiple different sizes of holographic glitter. We've even got square holo glitter in there, kind of like Smoke Show from the anniversary, but if you made Smoke Show bright and exciting colors. And I think doing a color, especially like this one, just lends so well to this kind of formula because it makes it super bright and juicy and exciting, but then from far away it still looks cool because the color is like, ooh, what is that? And I will shine a flash on, like, did you just see that? See it when I was out of focus? Like, come on. Come on, man. So yeah, stunning. Here, I'm gonna optimize my camera again. It's like sparkling jam. Here, I'll also give you my thumbnail. Yeah, this is like really blingy. The second you add those square glitters in, they really do shine quite nice. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out, just in terms of like, you have to balance the level of saturation for like the color of the jelly, but also it show really hollow, because if you make it too saturated, then you're gonna cover the hollow and it's not gonna show as many rainbows. So yeah, I'm really happy with where we landed on this one. I think it looks so good and it's super blingy. For everyone who voted a medium bright purple hollow glitter, that one's for you. Took a little liberty making this one a little bit warmer, the other one slightly cooler. Okay, next moving on to the purple frosted metal. The most overwhelming vote was purple frosted metal. I've also seen this anecdotally, you know, when we scour the internet for people requesting their wishes from Holo Taco. I do think that people are obsessed with purple frosted metals, but here we are, and here it is. Oh, I forgot to compare this one. Yeah, good point. Okay, what does it compare to? Nothing really. That's Plum Luck and Glitterly Purple. I don't think it's like it doesn't really look like either tone to me. It seems quite different, but you know, maybe it's in the middle, but it's also not like this is too reddish undertone to be considered along the same wavelengths. But yeah, there it is relative to something that's somewhat in the same category. But back to purple frosted metal, there is no compared to magenta jelly. Okay. This is magenta jelly. So I would say this is a little more purple than magenta, because it's ultimately the goal was for it to be a purple holo glitter. So yeah, it's a little more purple than pink magenta. And now, back to the purple frosted metal. It's a true party on your nails, yeah. So these are our current frosted metals. Clearly, it does not exist. Purple frosted metal does not exist. Fake date is quite a bit lighter and pinker. It'd be like a kind of a good duo, though. They'd look good together, actually. Like sisters or something. But this is a unique purple frosted metal that I know people have been wanting. The beauty. The beauty. Yes, I know. You need it. You love it. You want it. You want it tomorrow. I know. It's absolutely stunning. Look at it on my finger. Like, this is just so striking. Hold on. If I go like this, just so you can see them from like kind of far away. There's something about frosted metals. Okay, you guys know this. Okay, experts, royalty experts. You know that frosted metals are just absolutely striking. But the purple is ridiculous in that way. It just like, oh, shiny, much shiny. Yeah, they make us happy for some reason. So this is kind of in the middle. I played with a few different colors. Well, not colors, sorry, like shades. There was one that was like slightly warmer, one that was slightly cooler, but I do feel like I ultimately tried to land exactly in the middle here for this purple, because I think people were really looking for a just true royal purple here. Like as bright as you can make it, but also it's gonna look a bit reflective and shiny and silver, because that is the intrinsic definition of a purple frost metal. And it has scattered holo. Yes, it does. It has silver scattered holographic glitters. Are there any comparisons to it? Existing purples. So there's purple slushy. There's glitterly purple. What else? What else? Hold on, I have 8 million swatch wheels on my desk. Okay, here. I have the unmagnetized magnetic collection. This is unmagnetized. But you can see that's Queen's Curse, not magnetized, compared to purple frosted metals. Whatever the name shall be. I don't really think like there's anything else that'd be like it. Oh, here's Resting Witch Face with Silver Flake Taco. Totally not the same. Actually, yeah. You know what's funny? Funny is an interesting word. You can't replicate a frosted metal just by putting Silver Flake Taco on a creme. As much as I wish you could replicate everything with our toppers, because that's kind of like the point, is to elevate them, there's just something about the frosted metal formula that cannot be duped. Like, it has to be the frosted metal formula from layer 1 in order for it to work. I still think Silver Flake Taco over a creme is pretty, but it doesn't have the same far-reaching reflectiveness, that kind of more uniform frosted full metal look that like an actual frosted metal has. So just for reference, this is Resting Witch Face, which is much cooler than this contemplated purple frosted metal. What else? What else? What else? Violet Nightmares? That's much darker. Yeah. Violet Nightmares, much darker. Like, way darker, yeah. What else? What else? Flash drive? Okay. Flash drive. we've got here. That's flash drive from the light mode collection. Just for reference purposes. I think it's so hard to compare when you're talking about like a totally different formula. Yeah, none of these are like the light mode formula. Purple with Envy. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Royals. So that's Purple with Envy, a purple multi-chrome. But it looks blue in certain lightings. There it's more purple. Okay, and let's move on to the last one, which is G5, which is kind of like the outlier in here, but you know, we had to give a little bit more variety than just these purples and pinks, even though those clearly won the race that from the Holo royalty data that people wanted purple and maybe a pink. But we threw this in because when you drilled down to frosted metal, green was very clearly the second color choice, and specifically like a bright green. So when you're making a frosted metal, there is a balance between the pigment you use and how it's going to interact with silver, because in order to make something shiny and reflective, you're going to need something like a silver to give it that reflectiveness. So this is where we landed with the green prototype. I kind of think it's like a refined, sophisticated vintage emerald. It's kind of the vibes it's giving me. And it has, okay, wait. There's more. It also has scattered holo glitter, but it's gold scattered holo glitter. So that small, slight little tweak just gives it something slightly different than the purple frosted metal. This is something that like you need a microscope to pick up on, but technically the little glitters in it are gold, which I think just like does something a little bit different. So let's compare it to Mint Money, which is a very pale green frosted metal. So I would say this one has more like pigment in it, and it's gonna give a darker impression, especially at an angle. So like right now you're looking at it with like a light going right on it, but if I kind of go off the light a little bit, it's gonna be a little bit darker, like that. There, see? More like a pine tree. You see it? You see it? And what else could we compare it to? That's green taffy. So it's not as obnoxiously green. Not obnoxious. It's not as like bright, like juicy green. It's more of a refined vintage emerald green. I actually think they look nice together. Oh, here it is compared to Everything is Pine for reference. Yep. And any other references? Just for fun, these are green cremes, but I don't really consider any of them kind of like near-ish. Lost in the Woods. We could look at that. So I'd say it's gonna read a little bit brighter than Lost in the Woods because we have that metallic pigment in it to lift it to make it ultimately reflective. But when you're looking at it not in the light, like, yeah, this is the hard, here, what if I just go like this? Does that kind of help, or you're still getting light from the side? There's some people who've worn frosted metals, I think you know what I mean, but like when you're not really in the light, you're gonna see the darker undertones of it, so it's kind of turning darker green when I put it at an angle like this, away from the light. Okay, but what do we think? What do we think? Oh yeah, these were like ones I was deciding between. I went with the middle one, if you're wondering. It was just the brightest green of these three. And you will have to trust, of course, you have to trust that I made the best decisions to narrow it down to get to these 6 prototypes. And you love them all. You will not be able to choose? No, you must be able to choose. I'm not going to mattify them because then I'm kind of ruining this wheel and I don't have them prepared. And I would actually not recommend mattifying any of these 4 because then they won't be hollow anymore. And I think you could mattify frosted metals, but then you're going to lose you're gonna lose the holo when you do that. So they would not be optimized by adding a matte taco. I mean, if you vote for them and they win the race, then you can mattify them if you want. Compared to Wicked Potion, I have it unmagnetized here. So Wicked Potion, I'd say, is slightly yellower with that kind of slightly shifty pigment in there. And this is more traditional green. Traditional green, I don't know. Less yellow green. Release them all. No, guys. The whole point of this exercise was you get to vote and choose. I can't release them all because then it would undo the point of voting to choose. You know what I mean? Come on, man. But I think you guys did so good. Like, they do look really good. I'm not gonna lie. And the reason why they look good as a collection is because I chose ones somewhat far around the spectrum of what you were looking for to give you that option, because there's going to be some things in here that speak more to people. Maybe you're a frosted metals person, maybe you're more of like a delicate holo range here, or maybe you want like a punch of color and glitter. So there's something that's going to speak to everyone a little bit different, but you're going to have more than one way to vote. The first way is going to be like, if you had to pick one, then you're going to have a ranking order, and then you're going to have a hypothetically, if you could purchase, which ones would you actually purchase? Please tell us the truth and be honest. Don't check all that apply if you wouldn't buy one. And for that question, I really do ask for your honesty. I don't want you to just like check them all, even if you wouldn't buy them. Hypothetically, it's just like if you were actually purchasing, and if these were all available, they will not be, but it'll help us with data. Then the third question is going to be like that. Like, check the ones that you would confidently purchase for data purposes. So your honesty is required for us to make the correct decisions. Don't check them all. I swear to God. Yo, if people do that, I will curve down the answers. I will pull back. Like, I'm gonna be like minus 20%. And not like, I'll have to impute what you would hypothetically not want to buy. Okay. And you don't want me imputing for you, which means that I would be deciding what you would say even though you didn't tell me. You don't want me to do that. I will vote responsibly. Thank you, It's Kim. Yes, you will vote responsibly. Yeah, I'm getting real with you, okay? Listen up, Holo Royalty. This was your class, your school, and you will be voting tomorrow. I need you all to take your royal duties seriously. So the other reason why I don't think you would purchase them all, devil's advocate, hi, is they're not all entirely different, right? Like, you know, from far away, maybe these three are kind of close. Like if I go like this, you know what I mean? I know we all appreciate the tiny details. Trust me, I know. Hello, who are you talking to? Me. But yeah, like, you know, just being honest, you know. Maybe some people will not really see that much of a meaningful difference between a couple of the lighter shades, which I could totally understand. So, some of that. I see everyone saying that they just want all of them, and yeah. The whole point was for people to vote for what they want, so I would really like to kind of respect that this is going to be a process where something wins. Now, I will say, I would not be shocked if it was really hard for the data to point to only one of these. If the data says 90% one of them and like 2%, or whatever the others, then like the data says that people hated all except one of them. So, you know, I don't know. We got to listen to the data. Just like here, wait, here's a good example. So when we asked you guys to vote to bring back which shade from the Gala collection you would like to be re-released. There was a very close near tie between Featured Guest and Reflective Taco, so we made the call based on the data that it was too close to call, and we decided to just bring back both of them. So I'm gonna listen to the data, and I'll let you decode whatever that means. Yeah? Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to be fair. I will be fair. You will be fair. We will all be fair. This is too close to call. Release them all. Yo, that's not gonna... Okay, wait. Do not organize. Yo, do not get together, I swear to God, and like equally distribute your votes. Do not mess with the data. Just vote honestly. That's all I can ask. If I'm being honest with you, I expect your honest votes. Like, what do you like, you know? And it's okay if you prefer some over the others. That's the whole point. You're supposed to prefer some over the others. Please vote for LP2 so my heart won't be shattered in pieces. Thank you, Miria, for using your member chat. Will they be limited edition or permanent? So Holo Royalty Polish, my intention is that it's going to be a limited edition collectible designed by Holo Royalty, for Holo Royalty, but also purchasable by anyone. It won't just be available to Holo Royalty for purchase. Anyone will be able to buy it, but you guys got the upside of designing it, naming it, picking it, voting for it. This whole experience is yours, and I'm very excited for that to tie together. But as a result of like doing so much custom work, and yes, we're working on a specialty box, it is going to be a limited edition Holo Royalty 2023 thing. We are working on a special carton. That is probably the only thing that won't be your choice, since we're being honest. Yeah, just because of like timelines and supply chain, we're already almost complete with the box, so we just couldn't arrange that into this. Also, it would have made it way more complicated, so I'm just doing my best working with the graphic designers to pick a box that is most representative of, regardless of what is chosen, what's gonna work, you know what I mean? So a little more high level, what is royalty, without attributing it to a particular color, but just kind of fits the spirit more generally. So you'll have to trust me on the box. This is hard enough as it is. Yeah, do you see what I'm doing? This is too much work. You guys pick. The timelines are, you get the survey in the mail tomorrow. I'm gonna run the data and do my best to come to my conclusions about what pigments we should order, what should we do, what quantities, all those things. Those are gonna happen behind the scenes end of December and January. And then I'm hoping, depending on sourcing pigments and yada, 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 boxes, everything coming together, it will be sometime in the first half of 2023. That's what we're looking at, yeah. Sorry, I said box, I meant carton, like these. We're gonna have custom Holo Royalty cartons. It won't be a collection box because this isn't 5-piece, 6-piece collection. It started off as, okay, one custom polish. We'll see where the data points us to, but there won't be a full-blown collection box. It'll be like custom cartons like this that will, you know, have a little fun stuff about Holo Royalty on it. Covered in dragons. Yeah, yo. Be careful what you voted for, because what if I just like have a Taylor Swift dragon? Just kidding, like that would be copyright, but I don't think we're gonna be doing any early access to purchase. I find that those logistically never really work that well, and it becomes kind of harder to even do that, because what if you can't access it or log into your account and yada yada yada. So what we'll do is we'll do our best to give Holo Royalty more heads up in advance. Like, you guys might get more exclusive teasers about the release and such. Obviously, you deserve it for designing it. So we're gonna do that, but there will be a release that will be shared when we know closer to. It'll be in the first half of 2023. Which is my favorite. I can't bias you. Also, you're asking someone who, like, every time I get swatch wheels, I'm literally like, I want them all. I am the actual worst when it comes to deciding. Yes, there will be an exclusive sale for all Holo Taco loyalty members that will differ slightly by tier. We are working on that also in the first half of 2023. Best royalty program ever. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Welcome on in. So, all right, open it up to you. That's all I really had to present, which is pretty short as far as my streams are concerned. But, you know, I don't want to take up too much of your precious time. Holo Royalty, I know you have royal things in your lives to be doing. So if you have any other questions, please drop them and we could do a little fancy Q&A. Quick, let's go. Can we see the wheel again? Absolutely, you can. Will we get another stream with the data? I wonder if maybe it's not a stream. I think I would just summarize the data in the next email when we've made our decisions. How about that? Actually, I haven't decided yet. We'll see if it warrants it. What do we need to do to have them all released? Nothing. The point is we can't do them all. Guys, these are supposed to be prototypes and now you gotta pick. You must narrow down. You gotta do the same job that I do all the time. It's the hardest job, but I believe you can do it. Are we naming it as well? Yes, you are. So you will have the option upon reviewing each of these shades in tomorrow's survey. You can pick, hypothetically, if G5 were to be released, which brush would you want with it? Which one of our skinny or thick brushes? And what would you name it? And you can feel free to type in an open text answer what you would name it, or you can leave it blank if you don't have an idea. Totally fine. I want more crushed holo though. Me too. So yeah, you guys helped design this. You picked the formula, the finish, your aggregate data rather picked it. You're gonna help pick names. So you're doing it all except the carton because we just didn't have time for that. I had a little flash. How long is the survey available? So the survey will be sent out tomorrow morning to your email that's signed up with Holo Royalty, whatever email you use for your Holo Taco Rewards account. And it should be open for like a few days. I think it's technically the 17th. 17th, does that make sense? Because I have to give the lab answers next week. So yeah, so the survey will be open. I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 days, but it'll say at the top of the survey when it closes. So you'll have a few days. You don't need to answer the survey immediately. And this stream will be available for 24 hours from today. So if you want to come back and watch this stream tomorrow, then you can absolutely do so, just for more context when you're making your decisions. But you'll see all the pictures, like all these pictures are going to be in the survey. No, you will not organize. You will. Can we see the pink creme from today's email? I don't have it here, but that was separate. I saw a few people being confused. That was probably my bad. The pink creme is not related to the royalty release. The pink creme is for a separate launch in 2023, but it was shared with Holo Royalty and Swatchers just to vote on the name, which is a different perk than you guys, Holo Royalty, like fully developing a formula, a shade, a tone, a finish, and proposing names. Yeah. But you guys like it? You like it? You love the pinks. But it's a creme though, I mean. Just kidding. I think it's gonna look really nice under a lot of the toppers, to be honest. Strawberry milk, yeah, that's Ben's favorite. Don't bias them, or they already voted probably. You voted pinkies wear? It's what you've always wanted. What about these? Excuse me, is my creme hijacking the royalty prototypes? Do you have your eye on any of these? If we don't pick them, would any of them go well with the collection? So here's what you don't know. Everything else that's going on in 2023. So yeah, like maybe, I don't know. It really depends. I want to let you guys speak first for you to kind of flesh out through the data how passionate are people about however many of these shades. Where are people's attentions really drawn and what's less important? And hypothetically, if like people aren't really feeling some of these, maybe I find a way to use them. But like also, now that I think about it, maybe that's not the most appropriate because this is kind of your design. So they might just get shelved. I don't know. I haven't decided. This is not something I've thought through. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How about that? How about we get the data, see what's to come, and see what makes the most sense for royalty first, and then you can help me plan all of 2024. You're hired. You just offer to work for free? Perfect, thanks. Do not shelve the Holo. This VOD will not be public. This video on demand, will only be available through the link you got in your Holo Royalty email, and I'm gonna have it up just for 24 hours after being live. So it'll be off the internet, like it'll be privated, deleted, gone, never existed in 24 hours, just in part to kind of make sure that no one's really overly, sharing this stuff across the internet. So having it on longer is a little bit more of a risk, but I can trust you, right? You did sign NDAs at the beginning of this stream, right? Royalty needs a channel. Well, I think maybe I'll just do this if we like this. I mean, you guys tell me. Do you want more royalty streams? I mean, obviously you're here. It's not a good question to ask the audience who's already here. But yeah, I know that most of Holo Royalty, if you recall, if you watched, I did a stream a while back where I surveyed Holo Royalty members and then presented the data on stream. And one of the questions was, how often do they use certain types of social media, including do they regularly watch my streams? And most of them said no, that they do not watch my streams. I think it was like half. I think it was half or just over half. Which makes sense to me because I stream a lot of games and like stuff that, maybe you don't care if you're just obsessed with nail polish. Totally fair. But so I don't know if everyone who is Holo Royalty who never saw streams realized that there was a stream. And I can tell by the number of people here that like, yeah, I definitely think it got missed. But maybe if we do another one, we could make the email more like obviously like stream, join Holo Royalty points, or not points, but just like, input, come chat, come talk to me. Please talk to me. Hang out with me. I only want as many streams as you can fit in without adding stress. Yo, I've streamed like Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, tomorrow. That's a lot. Am I a streamer now? I think I'm a streamer. We need our own Discord. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way of validating who's Holo Royalty on any social media platform. It's not like if you're a YouTube member, you can cross-reference it with Discord where they have a sync integration. There's no way to do that with Holo Royalty because it's like a unique thing kind of behind the scenes on our website. So that will not exist, but I could do more of this kinds of thing that allows us chat for Holo Royalty to enter and talk and discuss amongst your fabulous royal selves, at least while we're live. Thank you, Ronnie. Honestly, simply, this is the most thoughtful, meaningful thing you could have given us as a loyalty benefit. I'm so happy regardless of the outcome. Thank you. That's very kind. But yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys want. Like, because of you, we arrived at these prototypes. Now, I'm not saying like, colors and combinations are proprietary or anything, but we really did use the data of exactly what you guys wanted to get here. And I think there's something just so special and fun to kind of like look. I mean, I know these aren't exact. I had to use some discretion, but you guys really spoke here, and we took your data and put it to good use when you use data for good. And then you got to see kind of the transformation of your input, aggregated, output in a mood board, sent to the lab, bam, results. And then the next part is voting on these results. We're now at phase 2. And then the next part is going to be eventually release. And when we get to that point, it's going to be so exciting because I guess part of the reveal will be like, here's what ended up happening, right? Because you won't know the results until we're ready to like share what's being released. Yeah. Very excited. And finally, like, someone else can do the work now. It was actually really nice to have a lot of guidance here and to be able to work with that guidance on prototypes. Release is going to be so fun. I know, like, this is going to be crazy. I am just so excited for this release in particular because it's just so special. So I couldn't do the private code because people's status constantly changes. Like, if you just get into royalty, then there's this period where like, well, how come I don't get in? And then there's people who are eventually going to phase out of royalty. And yeah, it's just a little bit too much of an administrative challenge that we can accommodate when the priority is making the nail polish. You know what I mean? Is there any way to make a portion of the proceeds go to a charity? So unfortunately, like, we're not going to be marking these up. They're just going to be the regular price that the polish according to the formula should be in order to have a sustainable business model for the product. But I, as Simply Not Logical, it's like, who am I? What's my name? Will always continue to do monthly charity donations, as I do in large part thanks to the Menchie Gang members on my channel. So that's people who have green names. They pay a monthly fee just to be a member on this channel. We do like other fun stuff. But I like to do charity stuff kind of on, as my own thing. How long do you keep your royalty status once achieved? For a year, assuming that you are active during that year. So once you get into royalty, you'll stay royalty for 12 months, assuming you do something. But after those 12 months, if you didn't reach that 500 points threshold or purchases up to that amount, then you will graduate down from royalty. I mean, it makes sense. That's like the whole point of the program. It's supposed to be reflective of your past year of loyalty. Thanks, Menchie Gang. Yeah, shout out to the Menchie Gang. So many of you are Menchie Gang. I'm like, yo, who's not Menchie Gang? What? You want to be royalty forever? We're all royalty, okay? We're just amazing. Don't lose your Lord of Lady title. Will we be getting more micro holo in the future? That formula is amazing. So this answer directly influences my choices. Not in these colors. There you go. I just said things. Oops. Not in these colors. Not currently contemplated. All right. So I'm going to leave you with this. When is Xylee returning? In 2023. We're just testing some more pigments. But yeah, he'll come back at some point next year. So I thank you. Holo Royalty. Thank you so much for joining me. And do make sure to get excited, study. You can watch this if you want to go back. And when you get the survey tomorrow, it'll be in your inbox at the same email that you should have gotten this, the link to this live stream. And you're going to vote a few different ways. And please be honest with your feedback. Please, you can brainstorm some shade names tonight. You've seen the shades. And I'm really excited to see what you guys end up picking. All right. And I do also just respectfully thank you again for not sharing this link or the contents of this live stream, because I really wanted to make this, this is your experience. You're in royalty because, you did that. And this is kind of your perk to be able to see and share and get to participate in. So thank you so much. And you'll see your polishes when they're released in 2023. Thank you for your data. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the Menchie Gang. Shout out to everyone who signed an NDA in the chat. All right, everyone? Thank you, Holo Royalty, for watching. And I'll see y'all later. Bye. you.